Welcome to the Jehovah Chronicles with your host, Cosmon Cal.
Yo. It's your hostess with the mostest, holding that fire like a roach clip. Cosmon Cal right back at it. Y'all, this one is huge. This is huge. The NFL has just been sued for $100 million over the Shedeur Sanders racism, collusion, distress, and more. They've been taking this boy through it, and I'm finally glad that they're attacking the system that allowed this travesty and his fall to in the draft to happen. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just play the video. We're not gonna be long on this one. This is just some news, bringing out real quick, and we're gonna get up out of here. Right? Check this out, y'all. This is a game changer. I told y'all, you never look at the spiritual side of things. This guy is the LeBron James of football. He's going to be the new face of football. This guy is your Moses. He going to free the people. Huh? Y'all don't see it. Let's go. I bet you $100 million make it worth it, though. I bet you see it then.
Y'all can hear me. All right, salute, man. Yeah, y'all smash the like, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and hit all. That way you guys will get all the updates whenever I release video content. Look, so everybody pretty much knows the whole situation Shedeur Sanders has been going through since the draft started. He's had a lot of people coming out hating on him. Boomer Esiason, Chris Carter, just various people, man. Cornbread, Keyshawn Johnson, the list goes on. They've sent all of these, actors and pretenders after Shedeur Sanders. When a kid is pretty much generally a good kid, not really in trouble, does what he's supposed to do, did his work at school, didn't get any trouble, doesn't have any name or dirt on his name like that at all. And so it's just amazing how they attacked this kid, and how they have gone after him. But they won't tell y'all that it was a dude that was taken that had prior sexual assault allegations against him in the second round of that draft. They won't tell y'all that. Let me say that again. They won't tell y'all that there was a dude taken in the second round of the NFL draft that had been accused of sexual assault in his past. And he had another situation after that. They won't tell y'all that. I know. They won't tell y'all that. Also, they've been continuing to do the Sanders dirty. They basically put out an article, hit piece on Shedeur, and said that Shedeur Sanders basically begged for the job. They basically said that his agent begged to get him signed to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and tried to further humiliate. They also had the situation where Shedeur Sanders was prank called. We all know what was up with that. Green Tone, Great Tone, you already know what it is. That guy right there on your screen. Yeah, him, his name. If you look him up, there have been articles about it, but nobody really talked about that. You know what I'm saying? But he got drafted in the second round. Nobody cared. But they all cared about Shedeur Sanders, and, they all had outrage about that, but none of them had outrage about, just things in this guy's past. Just like I said before, man, it's just, selective. They just want to hate on primetime Deion Sanders and his family. But here's the thing that's going on right now, you guys. First of all, today, they did Shedeur dirty even more. Where we already know they did the prank on him, where they humiliated him. Then they try to say, oh, other guys got pranked too. Yeah, where they at? So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, they try to pull that off on Shedeur Sanders, that stunt. And then apart from that, you guys, now they've done the latest stunt. The latest stunt that they pulled off is that they will not allow him to wear number 2. They gave his number 2 to some dude who never wore number 2 before. Think about that. They're making Shedeur Sanders wear number 12. So they're taking that famous, infamous 2 that he basically branded. You understand what I'm saying? And giving that to somebody else and making him wear 12. You know what I mean? And basically, like I said before, that's just petty shit that y'all doing, trying to break the man down. You know what I mean? But if you should do it, like I said before, take it in stride. You know what I'm saying? And you haven't heard him complain about that or none of that stuff. You know what I mean? But they just trying to be funny and do the things they do. But now it's not funny. And the reason why it's not funny is because the NFL, ladies and gentlemen, and y'all smash it like bunny, y'all come on in once again, has just been hit with $100 million lawsuit. Once again, the NFL has just been hit with $100.
This is a game changer, y'all. This changes the paradigm. Huh? What you got to do? You got to open up all the windows, pull back the shades, let the light in, move that refrigerator, cut the lights on. Huh? Watch the rats and roaches scatter.
$100 million lawsuit over the Shedeur Sanders NFL draft line. Now, according to reports from the fund, and I will absolutely give you guys this update right here because it's well worth it. Everybody that's watching this video, this update is well worth it, right? Hold on one second. Okay. Yeah. It says, few, if any, people thought Shedeur Sanders would slide as far as he did in the 2025 NFL draft. It goes on to say, after initial projections had him as a surefire top 3 pick, in many cases, number 1, the Colorado quarterback was passed on by every NFL franchise nearly 5 times before he was finally selected at 144 by the Cleveland Browns. Not only this cost Shedeur Sanders potentially millions of dollars down the road, but according to the Independent, it costs one man his peace of mind. Now, and he is now suing the NFL and seeking damages because of this situation. Now, per the Bridgeborn tabloid, a 55-year-old business owner and self-identified Colorado Buff fan has from Georgia, right? Now that's where that team, it came from, that assistant coach team. Nah, it's petty what they did to Shedeur Sanders. But it's kind of funny that this guy's from Georgia. He's a Colorado Buffaloes fan that's from Georgia. And it's funny how the Atlanta Hawks had that situation where Shedeur Sanders was pranked coming out of their organization. So now this fan for Colorado Buffaloes who lives in Georgia is now suing the NFL for $100 million. And he has filed a lawsuit in the United States District Court. Last Friday, he filed his lawsuit, citing emotional distress watching Shedeur Sanders fall all the way to day 3 of the NFL draft. The lawsuit from this John Doe reads, it was immediate frustration.
Now, I want y'all to notice what they're charging the suit for. Emotional distress. Y'all don't think there's white privilege? Can you go sue the government for $100 million because your lights got cut off and you was embarrassed? What y'all don't see is this is going to win in court. This is going to win, and this wasn't done by Shedeur. Look how Jaja work. It's a Colorado Buffs fan. who from Georgia, not even from Colorado. If y'all don't think this a white boy, telling you.
Wow. Guy was projected to be the first or second pick, no later than the top 5. And to watch media.
I'm telling y'all right now, listen to Cosmon. It seems frivolous right now, right? But this is going to have ripples that last the next this is going to change the game. This is a person outside the NFL, right? Suing them. So they can't punish shedeur. They can't punish these boys for this stuff, right? But it's leading towards what I told you this whole thing was about in the get-go that they was trying to stop in the first place. Player empowerment. They want the old big bucks to just keep on ramming your head against the wall, boy. You don't get nothing. Break down that shipperoo, slave. Run around that corner there. Reach around there, boy. They still want that old boy society. Huh? And they got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. You did it to the wrong nigga. You should have did it to anybody else. If you would have did this to Cam Ward, nobody says a word. Huh? But you was trying to make a point and send it to the whole NFL. This ain't really had nothing to do with shedeur. Huh? This was letting the players know we run this and y'all are slaves. So just shut your mouth and get buck broken and quiet. Huh? And these niggas so scary. These niggas in the NFL so hoes. You dig what I'm talking about? None of them will stand up for themselves. They want that bag worse than they want anything. So they'll be a bitch ass nigga. You dig what I'm talking about? Their whole playing career. They'll shut their mouth. They'll step and fetch it. Huh? So shout out to this good white boy. Because we know this a good white boy put this thing in right here. Y'all niggas wasn't trying to do none of this. Huh? Y'all wasn't trying to do none of this. Let's keep going.
Mediocre players be chosen before him, it was frustrating. And to have all the NFL owners collude and not draft him, it was mentally frustrating and debilitating. For them to believe that they can just do this and there's no recourse, it has to stop. So everybody else has been talking. This dude stood on business. The anonymous man filing the lawsuit also points to a racial element that justifies his $100 million lawsuit and damages he's seeking against the NFL, arguing that actions and the dissemination of slanderous statements have caused severe and emotional distress and trauma to him, resulting in frustration, disappointment, and psychological harm as a fan. Now, the NFL has got to go to the court against this guy. This guy stood on business. He said, "Forget what the hell everybody else talking about." He sued he went right and sued the NFL. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I think a lot more people are gonna start doing this.
Yep.
I think a lot more people want.
I'm telling y'all, listen, this is about to have ripple effects. This is gonna change the game, y'all. Did y'all know y'all could sue the NFL? Did you even know you could do that? Somebody knew. Huh?
Once they've seen this dude did this, I think a lot more people are going to start filing lawsuits against the NFL over that whole situation, because a lot of people felt the way. A lot of people felt the way about that situation. And again, he's saying that there was a racial element. You know what I'm saying? That just
let's not forget, it's already been reported by Shefty that he came out and said it, that it was reported that the people who do the draft analyzers from New York Giants allegedly and other teams called around to the NFL. Literally, this has been documented. Called around to the NFL and told them to take Shedeur off their draft board. This is why it was done. So the collusion, which and when Stephen A. Smith, shout out to Stephen A. Smith, he was the very first person to bring this up, and because he tied it with Kaepernick, people was trying to, it's not the same thing as Kaepernick, and it's not, but it is collusion, right? And let's not act like the NFL is not or is above collusion when it had already lost a $57 million lawsuit to Kaepernick because you colluded to block him. He wouldn't have been the first black quarterback. Huh? They just thought they kept this under wraps, but you did it to the wrong person. And this is what I want to tell y'all. There's only 2 superstars in this draft. 2. Out of the hundreds of players that were picked, I'm talking about instant superstars. Day one before they even put on a jersey. And that's Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. And you did it to that man's son. And now you gonna get what you got to get. White folks is mad. Uh-oh.
Justifies this $100 million.
And don't nothing move like when white folks get mad. Huh?
In damages he's seeking, arguing that the actions and dissemination of slanderous statements, which did happen against Shedeur, have caused him severe and emotional distress and trauma, right? Resulting in frustration, disappointment, and psychological harm as a fan, right? Now,
sound like what we gonna get for reparations, don't it? Look what he said. Watch this. It sounds like a payment for some reparations, don't it? Watch this.
Severe and emotional distress and trauma, right? Resulting in frustration, disappointment, and psychological harm as a fan, right? Now,
that sounds like a recipe for restitution and reparation. Uh-oh.
Again, I told you guys, right? When he talks about the racial element, and everybody says you serious? Yes, I'm dead serious. He filed a lawsuit, and it's been filed against the NFL. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Some of the things he's saying in this lawsuit, I'm telling y'all this right now, bro. He's saying that the NFL, he said the NFL colluded to not draft Shedeur Sanders where he was supposed to be drafted. And he said it was mentally frustrating and debilitating for them to believe that they can just do that and there's no recourse for it, And a lot of people gonna start standing on business. I'm telling y'all this. Everybody just talking. This dude stood on business, man. Everybody just talking. This dude right here said, "No, I'm gonna file a lawsuit." I feel the way. What they did is definitely has a racial element to this. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I know why he said that racial element, because he gonna say they ain't do that to Eli Manning. That's exactly what he's gonna say. He's gonna say Archie Manning was out here. He was a big figure. Eli Manning went and said he wasn't going somewhere, and they still drafted him to the place and traded him where he wanted to go. And it didn't hurt his draft stock or anything. Eli Manning was out there making statements before the draft, which should be seen as highly unprofessional, right? To come from college making statements about where you gonna go and where you ain't gonna go, right? So now again, this guy, he's actually went and filed this $100 million lawsuit. So I'm gonna tell you something. If he wins in court or if he gets a settlement, because they're gonna want to go through, I'm gonna follow this case to see if this goes through discovery process.
It's gonna go through
because if it goes through the discovery process, they might might end up doing a deposition of a lot of these guys and trying to figure out what the hell happened behind the scenes.
And the NFL cannot afford that. The NFL cannot afford that. One of the deadliest weapons that and it can be used for, a weapon is a weapon. It can, or a tool is a tool, right? Now, a tool can be used, towards the negative, or a tool can be used for the good. Now, it's still just a tool, but it's about who using it, how you using it, and what you using it for. And one of the tools as Americans, right? And y'all know what's up with the indigenous of America. One tool we got at our disposal that is one of the most, can cripple a country. A government. You can take down multi-billion-dollar businesses. With two little words. Really, it's just one word. It's a compound word. But one word. One of the most powerfulest tools. And listen up, niggas. Listen up. Y'all need to take a page out of this. One of the most powerful tools to use against anybody who is oppressing you or any other type, or you just feel some type of way about they doing something to you and it's some negative type of distraction from your overall being. The one biggest gun you got that can take down multi-billion-dollar industries is the lawsuit. Owaspy even say, man, be careful. Be careful how you use this, and be careful how it's used. This is a sword. This is a sword. But I'm telling y'all, take notes. Cosmon ain't gonna never tell you not to protect yourself. I'm gonna tell you, shoot first, sort them out later.
And if that happens, if they find out about that collusion, bro, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of lawsuits raining down on the NFL out there. I'm telling y'all this. I have a feeling right now that since some people have seen him file this lawsuit, it's gonna be a lot more people. Shout out my boy Hot Rod in the building, man. Hot Rod always coming through big time, baby. You already know what it is, man. A real one, bro. Ain't no question about it. You already know what it is, my G. 10 toes down, baby. So I'm just telling y'all this. Shout out my boy Hot Rod, man. I'm telling y'all this though, man. Y'all see this right here? Y'all better find this thing out quick, fast, and in a hurry. You better find this thing out, bro. Because I'm telling you guys, the way this thing is looking right now, y'all, it is gonna be a situation, ladies and gentlemen. It's definitely gonna be a situation.
And what I'm trying to tell y'all is NFL cannot, it bet not let this go into depositions, and they get down to sit and question and interrogate people and all the hundreds of people that is going. You better shut his mouth and settle out of court. You better do a Diddy and Cassie. Because if this stuff get put out there in the mainstream, you're done. You better get in front of this NFL, and you better apologize, and you better pay this man. Got your ass. This is why it's breaking news. This is why it's breaking news. If you see somebody about to punch you, punch him first. And this guy punched first. Ain't nothing wrong with defending yourself. Owaspy teach, defend yourself. Owaspy teach, learn how to overcome evil on your own. We'll sprinkle a little of this lawsuit on them. Boy, put this straight jacket on. Because we about to check up under all the beds and all the closets. And guess what? NFL cannot afford this. They don't got enough money. I'm talking about to show the bias, the racism, the collusion. If you do that, what you better do is do what you did with Colin Kaepernick. Settle out of court. Hurry up. Settle out of court. Make that man sign an NDA. Make this shit go away, NFL. That's what you better do. Because if this reaches court, I think we might have a Aboriginal team in a little bit. Aboriginal owners. And see, that's the whole point of Shedeur Sanders. That was the whole point of him doing, y'all niggas ain't gonna never get in this. That's what the statement that they was trying to make with drafting this man 144. You think 144 is just a mistake? 144, huh? You think that's just by chance, though, just a random number? Them boys know what they doing, man.
And again, like I said before, if this goes to discovery and they have to depose teams, because he's suing the NFL, so they have to depose different teams, get people to give statements under the penalty of perjury.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, you better speak about all these different situations as far as
and
the draft,
your
draft process, why Shedeur Sanders was taken off the draft board, all these different things, bro. He get real ugly.
Real ugly.
And y'all smash the like button. We should have over 1,000 likes. The like button is free.
Yeah, smash
the like
that
button
for
is
your
free
boy.
99, y'all. You ain't got to pay nothing for the like button. That's a beautiful thing about the like button, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, let's get over almost 1,500 likes, man. We got all these people in here watching. Salute to all of y'all. And I appreciate y'all coming on in. So, again, you know, to the person Corey Wright says blacks benefit from the NFL. No, the owners benefit from the black players.
Yeah.
They benefit from the white players too, but they benefit from the black players who predominantly, you know, are in the league.
Excessively, feel extreme fatigue, or have blurred vision due to diabetes. Place this under your tongue.
Make sure you say that too, Corey, right? When you buck dancing, make sure you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Make sure you don't dance too hard. You feel me? And I want to say that to you. So, as I told y'all this, right? And I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. You know? Yeah, I believe that more people will come out and file lawsuits. And here's the thing. It's going to get ugly if they got to be deposed. And
that's what I'm getting at. Tell you,
have to answer questions of why Shedeur Sanders was taken off.
I'm watching it. I'm watching this while y'all watching it. I don't like to, you know what I mean, to watch shit twice. You dig what I'm saying? And know what's going on before. But I'm telling y'all, Cosmon know the law, right? And I'm telling you, you do not want a deposition. First of all, that's hundreds of depositions. You're gonna be at least talking to 5, 6 people, 5, 6, 7 people per 32 teams. So let's just say that's 7 people apiece, 5 people apiece. That's 160 people. With that pressure on them, I'm telling you, these niggas gonna snitch. Right? They gonna put some pressure on these niggas. Right? I'm telling you, somebody gonna snitch. And it's a wrap for the NFL. Y'all better be careful. Y'all better be careful who you playing with. And then you got people like the dude at the bottom right here. Look, let me run it back. Let me hold on. Let me show you.
We'll come out and file lawsuits. And here's the thing. I want to say that to you.
See?
From the black players who predominantly, you know, are in the league.
People still think like this. Blacks
make sure you say that too, Corey, right?
Won't destroy the system.
When you buck dancing, make sure you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's people out there who still think like that. Don't destroy the system. Be a good slave, nigger. Hard R. Why can't you niggers be just civil and why can't you just be good enough? Why don't you humble yourself, nigger? That's what they be wanting to say. Remember, I was raised up in the north. They'll try you up here. We beat some up anyway. But I'm telling you what come with that. Why don't you just humble yourself? Pull yourself up from your bootstraps, you black bastard. We did. No, you didn't. You got a whole system that worked for you.
Make sure you don't dance too hard. You feel me? And I want to say that to you. So, as I told y'all this, right? And I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. You know?
Y'all see that?
Yeah, I believe that more people will come out and file lawsuits. And here's the thing. It's going to get ugly if they got to be deposed. And these different teams and the owners have to answer questions of why shedeur Sanders is taking off their draft board. Because guess what, y'all? Apparently, according to the reports, shedeur Sanders' draft grades from most of the teams was having him in the second round. So why did he fall to the fifth round?
Right.
Why did he fall to the fifth round?
Listen.
Make it make sense. We got
to
ask this question.
See, that's the question. That's the question. Make it make sense. We've been watching the draft since the draft been the draft, over 40-some years. This has never, ever never happened. Where a nigga with stock this high, you dig what I'm talking about, went that low. Never. Not even close. Right? I'm talking about they didn't have people to kill people, shoot people, stab people, murder people, rape babies, grape, essay, all just like the dude in the second. Listen, just like the dude that he took in the second round. Sexual assault. You drafted that man. You took a flyer on him. Why? Because his talent was that good enough. NFL was always looked past the BS that's going on in people's life to their talent. Why didn't you do that for shedeur? And they're going to make these boys explain, and it's going to be a liturgy, a expose in white thought. Y'all pay attention to this case. Huh? Y'all pay attention to this case.
Question. Right? So I really want y'all to think about that. And let's just be honest about our assessments and how we're looking at this thing, man. Because I'm going to tell y'all, I told y'all again, bro, if this dude gets a settlement, there are going to be a slew of lawsuits. I already think there's going to be more lawsuits against the NFL over this whole situation, because people ain't gonna forget about that shit, bro. A lot of people was mad about that situation, bro. I don't think the NFL know how many people were really mad about that situation with shedeur, and they still messing with shedeur. Like, you gave somebody else who ain't had the number 2 his whole career. You gave him the number 2, but won't get to shedeur. You know shedeur want that number. Like, y'all dudes is petty, bro. Petty, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? The hate is real. It's okay. You know, the hate is real, man. But once they get hit in their pockets a few times, because I'm gonna tell y'all something, and this dude right here that's fighting this lawsuit, salute to whoever it is who filed that lawsuit, because you know he actually doing something about it. He actually going in their pockets. You know
what happened with Smokey? They still messing with him because he said he was an Indian. He a real American. And what they still messing with him? Milestone.
So trying to go in their pockets, because they're gonna have to go get a lawyer, and the NFL's now gonna have to pay for legal fees to fight this case. Straight up, because the case has been filed.
for 160.
They're gonna have to pay for legal fees to fight this case, and they better hope that they don't strike a right judge who allows this case to go to the discovery phase. Because if you go to the discovery phase and they start, like I said, having to depose people, and let's say they depose Roger Goodell, now they're going to ask him this, ask him that. He may try to get records subpoenaed as far as phone records, things like that. He may try to go get that boy's father deposed, that took that or that got that number and prank called shedeur. He may try to get the son deposed under the penalty of perjury, where they got to testify and give their testimony on all those things that happened, because he mentions all these different things in the lawsuit, right? And then owners are going to have to give, testimony, and front office people are going to have to give testimony to is why shedeur Sanders fell to the 5th round of the NFL draft. Why was he pushed this far when he was promoted to be way higher and he was ranked way higher? And we saw players.
What?
They say players that was way lesser than his ability got picked.
What? They gave Smokey a SA case at 85? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about Smokey. Let me tell you something about these Detroit boys. When you're dripping that much with sauce, when you one of the original crooners, he don't even sing. He croon. One thing you ain't never did or never had to do, was take no Kukat. As a matter of fact, what you do most of your life is beat it off you. You got to shake it. You don't think they trying to get at Smokey? And it's a setup. They didn't set my dog up. You dig what I'm talking about? I ain't even know that, man. D.D. Holmes, what is you talking about? Ain't nobody playing with the Midwest where I'm from, right? Where I'm from. And I was in the Midwest before you. I'm big dog over here. You dig what I'm talking about? Remember that. You in my backyard. The Midwest is mine. Don't ever forget that. You dig what I'm talking about? From the top down. Right? You in my tribe. I was here before you. Remember that. Big Chief Cloud Kicker. Say it with me. Anakwa. Say it. Anakwa. Kaiki. That's how you say my name. Anakwa. Kaiki, it means cloud kicker. Stump all them hopes and dreams out. Don't play with me, DD. I don't even know who you is. This my tribe, nigga. Can't separate me from America. You can't separate me from the earth. Everywhere is my turf. Every piece of land on this thing, Cosmon. 2 different ways.
For him. That's going to have to be a whole lot of explaining to do.
Look, DD.
And you're going to have all these teams, again, potentially send a representative to be deposed in this situation if it goes to the discovery phase, which I hope it does go to the discovery phase. You know what I'm saying?
Multiple representatives.
And so this is an issue because now, like I said, that people seen that this dude has filed this lawsuit. What's that going to stop many other people from filing lawsuits against the NFL because of that whole?
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all better keep y'all ear to the ground on this. You are never going to hear anything else. You're never going to hear nothing else. This is never going to make the news. It's never going to be on ESPN, Sports Center in the morning. You're never going to hear nothing about this. They about to make everybody sign NDAs and pay everybody. Shut your mouth. You're never going to hear nothing else about this. So y'all going to have to really dig and stay down, be listening out for the next 6 months. I'm saying this ain't even going to make it a month. They gonna settle straight. Listen, they can't do that. They can't do that. If the lawsuit is proven, oh, they can't afford to lose this. They can't afford to lose. And what if this exposed some other stuff? Everybody been saying, you dig what I'm talking about, with the sticky gloves and the magnetic balls and choreographing games. And man, what if this exposed something else? You never know. You put some pressure on one of them pipes. Nigga be, I set the games up. I don't sit in jail with Big Bubba. Anything but Bubba. I'll tell on Roger Goodell. Just cut me a sweetheart deal. Hey, never know what come out. You never know what come out. Huh? You turn that light on and move that refrigerator, it's rats and roaches confused. What they do? They get to scattering. Huh? This is what a lawsuit does to a multi-billion-dollar organization. The rats and roaches don't know what to do. Why? You've never dealt with this like this before. You've always dealt with somebody in the NFL, had ties to the NFL lawyers, all that. This guy, you can't hold nothing over this guy. Uh-oh, he can't lose his job. Uh-oh. This is going to be a problem if it sets a precedent, y'all. Pay attention. You can do this too. We can do this too. If you can sue the NFL, guess who else you can sue? Huh? If you can sue the NFL, guess who else you can sue? Can you sue this NGO? Of course you can. Huh? This is a double-edged sword. It worked both ways.
Situation and how people felt about that situation, because that situation genuinely did make a lot of people feel away. So the NFL is going to get bad.
Yep.
If they got to start doling out money to fight these situations. I'm just telling y'all what it is, bro.
Yep.
I'm telling y'all what it is, man. It's going to be very, 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 spooky if this dude somehow, even if he somehow gets to court with this thing, and the NFL got to go to court and expose themselves with interviews and things like that, that this is going to be very, very, very tricky situation for everybody watching, man. So I think that people need to pay attention and see what's going on. And then, shout out to Olga Turner in the chat room. You said it right. When Trump spoke up and said something, now that really gonna make you look bad.
Yep.
Because now you got Trump that spoke up and said something against the NFL, white NFL owner.
Shout out my president, Big Trump Dizzle. You dig what I'm talking about? We got his name Trump Dog. You dig what I'm talking about? Hey, Trump he is something different, y'all. Every time I think I got this man down, or I know, listen, man, this guy is just, and I had to step back from this. I was too close to it. He is a businessman. It's as simple as that. He is a businessman. He's going to cut the best deal for America every time. And when he see the BS, he going to say something about it. And shout out to the president for even saying, yo, what are you doing to this kid? See, they didn't know Shedeur knew the president. Or knew Dion. Dion knew the president. They ain't know. Huh? They ain't know Dion Reach was like that. Y'all forget Trump was in these streets in the 80s and 90s. Trump was in the streets. grabbing them by the pussy. Y'all remember that? Y'all don't know. Trump's mentor is the greatest fixer. Huh? The greatest gangster. This is the guy who got all the mobs to get together, right? And work with the United States government. That's Trump mentor. Huh? They got a movie on the life of Trump. They trying to ban it from the United States, right? And it's his come up. It's how Trump became Trump. Y'all got to go see that. Slipping my mind the name of the movie right now, but let's look up Trump autobiography, and it'll show you the guy that I'm talking about. He is the guy who in 1952 worked out the Nuremberg trials and all that shit. And when they had them people that they end up killing in the United States government, hung them and all that stuff, killed them people, that wife and that man for what they said was being traitors during the Cold War, 1952, 1953. Dude was 21 years old working on the council then. In 52. He was a monster. Go watch this guy, man. Super gangster. And that's Trump, big homie. This is why he moved like a gangster, y'all. He got raised by one of the best.
Oh, shit. Shout out to Devon in the Cash App. Shout out to Kaya in the Cash App for y'all for the donations. If y'all want to donate, the link at the top of the chat. Salute to all of y'all. Right? I'm just telling y'all what the real is, though, man. That is the part that's going to get very scary. And I hope people understand what I'm saying. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying to y'all.
See this giant check?
Yeah.
This is what you should be getting after a car accident. But are you? Most people don't even realize their first offer from insurance companies is almost always the low ball. They're counting on.
And we're going to leave it there, y'all. We ain't got to even go no further. We ain't got to even go no further. Y'all keep y'all ears to the ground. It's your big homie. Huh? Bringing you some of that news you can use. That ism. What they call us, the real ism. Listen, man. Y'all never let us down, man. Y'all keep y'all eyes open, man. The youth gonna get cold on y'all, man. The youth gonna get cold on you. You don't want your babies to turn their backs on you. Huh? When they really stop caring. Y'all, we got to go out here and make a change, man. Do something for these babies. Do something for the streets, man. We got to stop talking. Start whooping their ass with lawsuits. Huh? Why? Because the youth so cold out here in the streets. Huh? Shout out to the boy Richie Spiceman and them. Early in the morning, burning this pepper ting.
Oh, na, na. Yeah, na, 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 yes. Yeah. In the streets it's getting hot, and the youth them I get so cold. Searching for food for the pot, and they'll do anything to fill that gap. Lord, in the streets it's getting hot, and the youth them I get so.
Just so y'all know, Cosmon I'm gonna be doing a bill. I'm gonna probably charge $5 for, it's just donation only. It's for everybody, but it's in support to get the information out. And probably gonna be a 2-part. How to change your status. How to change your nationality and your status in America legally. You American Indian? Where your proof? Where your ID? Huh? Are you a white man yet? If not, you ain't an Indian. I got to get down. You got to get into this, y'all. Huh? If this information ain't useful to you today, if you can't use it today for your benefit, what good is any of this shit? If you can't turn around and help yourself and help your babies with it, what good is any of it? Huh? We gonna get something done. I ain't talking. I'm not gonna spend another 10 years just talking on YouTube. Never. Huh? Y'all better get ready. Cosmo not playing. I'm gonna show the people something they can use. Cause these streets is cold out here, y'all. The streets is cold and they don't love you. But Cosmo love you. Breathe in. Let that light in. I'm Cosmo and I'm out.
Yeah. In the streets it's getting hot, and the youth them I get so cold. Searching for food for the pot, and they do anything to pull that gap. In the streets it's getting hot, and the youth them I get so cold. Searching for food for the pot, they do anything to fill that gap. As generation comes and grows, you got to make preparation while the youth them grow. It's what you reap, it's what you sow. The youth them have a life and the future, so when that's them you know. If education is the key, not tell me why the big guys make it so expensive for we. Give them the key or set them free. In the streets it's getting hot, and the youth them get so cold. Searching for food for the pot, where they do anything to fill that gap.
Come on, y'all.
In the streets it's getting hot, and the youth them get so cold.
Now everybody
searching for food for the pot, where they do anything to fill that gap. Well, got to find a better way. Cause when they look at Babylon, we see a fearful play. I saw the Gideon say, yeah. Our nation comes together, all the kings
of Jehovah is the truth and the light and the way.
Teach the people, lead them in the right way. Cause in the streets it's getting hot, and the youth them I get so cold.
Everybody
searching for food for the pot, they'll do anything to fill that gap. In the streets it's getting hot, and the youth them I get so cold. Searching for food for the pot, they'll do anything to fill that gap. You got to show the people there's still a bright way. I know for sure the sun will come out today. Vanities and illusion will have to fade away. Yeah. And all the wicked deeds you done, I know you got to pay. Yeah. Cause in the streets it's getting hot, and the youth them get so cold. Searching for food for the pot, they'll do anything to fill that gap. In the streets it's getting hot, and the youth them get so cold. Searching for food for the pot, they'll do anything to fill that gap. A generation comes and goes, you got to make preparation while the youth them grow. It's what you reap, it's what you sow. The youth them are the light and the future legend, that's it, you know. If education is the key, so tell me why the big guys that make it so expensive for we. Give them the key or set them free.
Amen. Love, life, balance, y'all. Peace.